Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope that you're fine. Today we'll be having adjectives and adverbs. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, so log in using the aplusstudent.com, your email and password. Then you scroll here, click on your name. Then you move on to language art grade 5. Hi everyone and the chat. So adjective and adverbs. So we have two lessons under adjectives and adverbs, and that's what we will be completing today. Hello, everyone. Okay, so the first one says choose between adjectives and adverb. Hello, Money Salar, Unknown Reaper. Hi, everyone. So first we will go through and understand the difference between adjectives and the adverb. Okay, so an adjective is a word that tells more about a noun. Okay, so an adjective tells you more about a noun. Adjective often tell what kind or how many. So what kind is this or how many? Okay, so now the apples were delicious. The adjective tells what kind of apples they were. So that means the kind of apples we had were delicious apples. And then it also tells you like how many, so how many stars are there, or something like that, depending. How many do you see? What kind? So adjective will tell you more about a noun. While an adverb is a word that tells more about a verb. Okay, so an adverb tells you about a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Adverb often tell how, when, or where. Grace adverbs will tell you how it happened, when, or where it happened. So Grace ran really quickly. The adverb tells how Grace ran. So, like, how did Grace run? She ran quickly. Then most adverbs that tell how end in ly. So if an adverb is telling you how something is, like how it happens, it ends with ly. So most times if you see the ly, you know that that is an adverb. And just like quickly, sadly, happily, annually, extremely, rarely, all these carefully, all these are adverbs that tells you how something is. Okay, you can't use ly to tell whether a word is an adjective or an adverb though. So you cannot use the ly at the end to be able to determine if it's an adjective or an adverb. Okay, for example, she arrives soon. Soon is an adverb that doesn't end in ly. So you need to know that some adverb will end with ly, but some would not end with ly. So for example, soon is an adverb, but you cannot say soonly. Okay. So some of them do not end with ly, but they are adverbs. And then Fred has a friendly dog. Fred has a friendly dog. Friendly is an adjective that ends with ly. So you see that you have to be able to differentiate between the adverb telling you about a verb, adjective, or another adverb, because there are some adjective that also end with ly. Okay. So let's look at some sentences and their examples. The chapter is adjectives and adverb. The lesson is choose between adjectives and adverbs. Grade 5. So choose the correct word that fits in the sentence. When Beth saw Ronnie's puzzled expression, she dashed him about it. She dashed teased him about it. Okay, so it says choose the correct word. So when we move on to the test, we will have options that we will choose from. So it says she gently teased him about it. So gently is an adverb and it can also be an adjective. Okay, so the adverb gently is the best word to complete the sentence. So in this situation, you are just choosing the best word that best fits the sentence. Then number two, moving on, it says that the speaker answered the question dash and the audience nodded in agreement. So the speaker answered the question reasonably. Reasonably is also an adverb, an adjective, but the reasonably adverb is the best suitable word for the option. Okay. Then the audience continued cheering as the Dash performers left the stage. So, remarkable is an adjective, and then remarkably is an adverb. But the thing is, will remarkable or remarkably feel or fit the sentence? So, if you're adding ly, it wouldn't fit. So, remarkable is the right one. That's the adjective is the right and suitable answer here. So let's move on to some more tests before we go to the some more questions, sorry, before we go to the test. Jenny and Becky climbed the mountain for a dash view of the countryside. So for a glorious, so glorious is an adjective, gloriously is an adverb, but gloriously is not suitable. So the right one would be glorious. Okay, so I think that we can move on to the test if we are able to identify both the adjective and the noun. Okay, on the chat box, can you tell me if you have any questions with the adjective and adverb? If you have no questions, just type no and then we'll move on to the test. Any question or none? Just type no or yes for yes for question, no for no question. If you have none, then we move on to the test. Do you have any? Hmm? Do you? No question. Okay. Bena says no question. Okay. Then we will continue on to the test. So if you know the answer, you can just make it interactive and maybe send your answers on the chat. Mr. Okay, choose the correct word that fits in the sentence. Mr. Osborne Dash suggested that you could proofread your emails before sending them. So if you know the answer, it can be either one or two. So let's have like few seconds. If you know the answer, okay. Merely suggested. So merely. Now this is what an adverb. When okay, so this was in the tutorial, so I'm just gonna click on gently. Then tax increase will be discussed in a meeting open to the dash public. Generally public or general public. Generally public or general public. general public. Okay, because we cannot say generally, so this is an adjective. The speaker answered the question dash and the audience nodded in agreement. So he answered reasonably and then the audience nodded in agreement. The audience continued cheering as the dash performers left the stage. So what's the answer here? Remarkably or remarkable? Which one will be the right answer? Is it remarkable or remarkably? So it's gonna be remarkable. So a number of residents have been attending the yearly holiday that okay, a dash number of residents have been attending the yearly holiday celebration. So something is supposed to be here. Increasing, decreasing or decreasingly. Which one? One or two? What do you think? So is it decreasing or decreasingly? Okay. So we have decreasing. The Dutch women decorated her house beautifully yet inexpensively. Okay. Uh so this one is gonna be thriftily or thrifty. Which one? Is it the first or the second? Thrifty. Bell's Dash collection of old jewelry was either lost or stolen during the move. Entirely or entire collection. So the Bell's entire collection. Jenny and Becky climbed the mountain for a glorious. We did this in the tutorials. So Professor Kiwi has dash amount of knowledge, but about science and medicine. So vastly or vast. So has a vast amount of knowledge. So that's it for adjective and adverbs. Okay. If you've not done this, you can finish up the lesson. But yeah, before we continue, you can ask me questions from adjective, the ones we just did. Just ask me any question. We will maybe in the next 3 minutes we will go to the next lesson, but you can ask your questions. Just ask little questions, and after that we move on to the next lesson. Do you have any questions before we continue? Or no questions? Any questions? Ask 2 more minutes. If there's none, then we move on to the next lesson. Okay, 1 more minute. Can an adjective describe? No, an adjective just describes the noun. Okay, it just describes the noun. But the adverb can describe adverb, can describe adjective, can describe verb. Okay, all right, then let's continue. Moving on. So, is the word an adjective or an adverb? That's what we will do. So, like I said, adjective is the word that tells about a noun, often tells what kind or how many. And adverb is a word that tells about the verb, and it tells about adjective and another verb as well. Some adverbs can end with ly, others can end will not end with ly, and some adjective also can end with ly. So now, is the word in bold an adjective or an adverb? The screaming child struggled to escape her mother's grasp. Okay, so now the swimming child, it's an adjective. Okay, this word now is an adjective. Then Tori's bracelet had dozens of tiny charms. This one also, is it adjective or adverb? So tiny, it is an adjective. Now shimmering, the crystal casts a shimmering light across the table, and this is also an adjective. So in this one, you have to look at the words in bold. Which one is an adjective? Which one is not an adjective? Which one is a verb? Adverb. Okay, so let's look at some more. Uh, let's get more examples before we go to the test. Your final decision was quite reasonable. Okay, so I will explain again the adjective and adverb. So, adjective is a word that tells about a noun. Okay? Adjective will be telling you more about a noun, and adjective often tell what kind or how many. So, when we say what kind or how many, we simply mean like what kind of apple did you eat? What kind of apple did you eat? And then you would say, I ate a delicious apple, or the apples were delicious. Okay. Now, how many? How many is counting like numbers. Okay. I will give you examples of adjective. I will just read the words to you, and then you can take notes of some adjective. So most times common adjectives are like ashamed, adorable, attractive, beautiful, awful, aggressive, cruel, jealous, tasty, clever. So all these are adjective. So adjective tells you about a noun, tells you more about a noun. So that's what these words are telling you. They're telling you more about the noun. Okay. Now, adverb on the other hand is telling you more about a verb. Okay, it's telling you about a verb, an adjective, or another verb, adverb. So that's the difference. Now, adverbs often tell how, when, or where. How did it happen? When did it happen? Where did it happen? That is adverb. Okay, so how did Grace run quickly? That's why we said that most adverbs have ly to them, because, for example, it will be like how did she feel, like that, or like how was the situation. So you would have to give the right adverb that is suitable for the answer. So how, when, or where, that's for adverb. Do you get it now? You can still let me know if you do not. And then now it's just for you to identify the words, which of course are the words in bold. Your final decision was quite reasonable. So is reasonable an adverb or an adjective? Reasonable is an adverb. So if you would have the adverb, it's going to be reasonably. Yes, you get it. Okay, perfect. So now this one is just to identify the adjective or adverb. So now those boys were those boys are stubborn, demanding everything their way. If you ask stubborn, stubborn is also an adjective. Let me see if I find anyone that. Okay, yeah. Annie was wrongly accused of cheating. Now, because you see the ly wrongly, you know of course it is an adverb. Okay, so that's basically it. And then we have Alex was pleasantly surprised by the small gift we gave him. Pleasantly, that's an adverb telling you more about the verb. Okay. Then Jerry purchased a shirt made with unusually rough fabric. Okay. So the rough here is adjective. If you want to say the adverb of rough, it's like roughly made fabric, roughly. Karen tried on a violet gown with cap sleeves. Violet is also what? Adjective. So let's see if we can answer some of the test questions. If you know it, you can also send on the chat. So, is the word in bold an adjective or an adverb? Please lock the door securely when you depart. So, securely is an adverb because you will have secure. We have secure and we have securely. So, when it says secure, it is an adjective. But when it says securely, it's an adverb. The lemonade you made from scratch is so refreshing. So refreshing. Of course, it is an adjective. Okay, so refreshing. Now, Tias generously constructed a new playground in Newport. Generously. Now, generous, if it's without the ly, generous is an adjective. But if you say generously, it made it an adverb. And your final decision was quite reasonable. Like we've said about reasonable, if it's reasonable, then it's adjective. Reasonably, it is adverb. Yes. This bracelet has dozens of tiny charms. Tiny, little pieces. Annie was wrongly accused of cheating. Wrongly. Do people really eat raw fish in some restaurants? Raw fish. So that's how the pattern goes on and on and on. A particular pattern, okay? It has a particular pattern that it follows, so you just have to be the one to figure it out. Like this one, we have correct. If we have correct as the question, it will be an adjective. But correctly, so most words have the adverb form and the adjective form. That's just what it means. Most words have adjective, and they also have the adverb form of the words. Okay, so if you've not done this lesson adjective, you can try to finish it all up. Okay, try to complete it, but we are still here for at least the next 5 minutes or so. So you can ask me any questions. Ask me your questions, and I will try to explain better for you. So ask me questions that you have. Any question? We have like 5 minutes so we can interact. You ask your questions, I help you answer them or explain better to you. So at least 4 more minutes we will be here to answer all the questions. Okay, let me see. I have a question here. Okay, so is an adverb an action verb? Okay. The difference is that verbs are action words, okay? And adverbs are description words. Okay, it's just like adverb is the action and adverb is descriptive. So now the verb states, like when it's verb, it's the action performed by a noun. So let's say that you have a sentence, okay, and you have a verb in the sentence, okay. For example, um Jane is walking back home, okay, or Jane is taking a walk back home. Okay, Jane now is a noun, and the verb there is walk. Okay, so the verb shows the action that is being performed by the verb, by the noun. Okay, so Jane is the noun, and then walk is the verb. So the verb just shows the action, that is the working as an action being performed by Jane, which is the noun. And then the adverb would provide you more information about how the working is going on, give you more details. okay, about the action that is being performed. So that's why they say adverb talks more about a verb. It gives you more detailed information about a verb. Verbs are just the action word, but adverbs are the descriptive word. They give you more details. Then let me see. Is no ly is adverb. Ly is adverb, okay? When you have the ly, it is adverb. Sometimes some words from adjective can be ly. Sometimes words from adjectives can be ly, but mainly ly are adverbs. For example, we've had so many examples in the test. For example, I told you correctly. Correctly now, this is adverb, but you have correct as the adjective. Okay? So mainly ly is adverb, but some words from adjective comes with ly. Okay? It's not common, just few words. And most times when you have the adverb of a word, you have the adjective. The way we have correct, which is the adjective, we have correctly, which is the adverb. We have generous adjective, we have generously adverb. We have reasonable for adjective, reasonably for adverb. Remarkable for adjective, remarkably for adverb. Okay, so that's basically it. Do you have any other questions you can ask me? I will clarify. You can ask me. Do you have any correct verb? Okay, let me give you some examples of adjective words that end with ly, the suffix ly. So, for example, elderly is an adjective that ends with ly. Friendly. Friendly is an adjective that ends with ly. You have lonely also. It ends with ly, is an adjective. Coily, we can say coily too. It's an adjective but it ends with ly. Bubbly, bubbly, oily. Like when you say that soap is oily. Heavenly also. So for example, all these words are adjectives, but they end with ly. Okay? Yeah, so all these words here, they are adjectives, but adjective that ends with ly. Okay? So that's it. And then you can have adjective reasonable, adverb reasonably, like that. So that's the pattern. It follows the pattern. So you just need to take notes, and if you have any other questions, you can ask me. Okay? Any other words, guys? Any questions? Anything else? Or do you guys understand it now? If you understand it, if you've not done this lesson, adjective and adverb, you can try to finish it up. Okay? Finish the lesson. So we have closely, closely as the adverb, and we will have close as the adjective. So closely, close. Stubborn. Now, stubborn is an. Okay, I'm happy that you guys understand. Stubborn is an adjective. Yeah, like that. Then pleasantly, we have pleasant adjective, pleasantly adverb. Okay, so I'll still let it be. If you have any other questions, you can just ask. We still have these here for questions. So ask questions. If you have any, just message on the chat box. You can ask your questions if there's so any questions whatsoever before we end. Okay? Still here waiting for your questions if you have them. Mm. Were the kids in the grade 2 class good? No, the kids in grade 2 class today weren't good. But I don't think it's the grade 2 class. Some other kids from maybe higher grade came in and decided to cause some confusion. But aside that, the grade 2 kids are perfect, good kids. Just the higher grade kids that came in to cause some problems. So that's what happened today. Okay, guys, so I guess we're done for today. Okay, word like happily. Okay, happily now, when you say happily, it simply just means adverb because happy is an adjective. Happy, oh, I am happy, that's adjective. And happily, adverb. So that's it. Yeah. Word like happily is an adverb, and then happy, adjective. Okay? So yeah, that's it. If you have no questions, we will end right now. But let me know first before I end if there's any question that you have before I end. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. No problem. So I guess that's it for today. You guys just try to finish up the test. You can also watch the video again. All right, in case you do not understand anything, just watch the video again and you get all the explanation that you need. Okay, so bye everyone, have a good weekend, see you next time. Bye. Welcome, Yashua. Bye everyone.